Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back. And I got kind of a different video today because it's kind of a wrestling video, but it is Thursday. So yesterday I put up Guardians of the Galaxy movie review. Hopefully you guys checked it out. Day before I did Get Out movie review. Hope you guys checked that out as well. Today is a little bit different because I wanted to do a different movie review. Or I did thing in general. I kind of want to talk about, it's going to be kind of a longer video, but I kind of want to talk about if you were going to start a promotion, a wrestling promotion today. But I kind of wanted to go in a different way. I kind of wanted to talk about this for a second and to say that this is the precursor to what I would build, the best promotion I could possibly build. And if I had the choice, that light is annoying. I don't like that light. Here, let's get over here. There we go. That's a good spot. Okay. So if I had a choice, and here's the, I guess where's it? Here's the guidelines. So if anybody wants to respond back, make a separate video, tell me where that video is at, whatever you want to do, or if you want to just respond down below, you know, what would be your top 5 guys in your promotion, and you know who else would you sign if you had? Here's the guidelines. Here are the guidelines. Something comes down that Vince McMahon will no longer sign people to exclusive contracts except for very like a very few guy, and it's pretty much going to set in stone, you know, which guys are going to be the top guys basically. So it comes down that this is what happens. You know, exclusive contracts are basically no more. It's only for, you know, really, really good talent, like probably Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, things like that. And I'm not going to say who WWE has at the time. We're just going to act like we have the pick of the crop. We could pick anybody. And if you had to pick, you know, I mean, here's the thing. You really only need about, let's say, 6 women on one brand. On each brand, you really only need 6 women to really have a decent, you know, division per se. But they've got a lot more on Raw. They've got about 10, I think, or so on each brand, pretty much. But let's say we have 6 women on, you know, our promotion that we're going to have. We're only going to have a women's title. We're going to have a tag team title. We're going to have a mid-card title. And we're going to have a world title. We're not going to have nothing else. Maybe a cruiserweight title. I'll actually pick a cruiserweight title. We'll do that. But about 5 people in cruiserweight division, 6 people in the women. Let's say 5 people in the women's division because that's pretty good. 5 women. The only reason I said 6 is that you could do a tag match with the non-participants, but we'll say 5 women. We'll do that. 5 cruiserweights, 5 women. Let's have like 5 tag teams so you can rotate them and give one like some days off every once in a while. We'll say 5 tag teams. We'll go with about 10 mid-carders. And we'll go with about 5 top guys. We'll do that. That's a pretty big roster, actually, for probably a small company. But let's go with that. The top guy I would pick, the first person that I would automatically pick would be Samoa Joe. Great promo guy. He can do anything in the ring. He's really, really talented. I would definitely pick him. He would be one of my top guys. I might come back to the top guys. So let me think about that. Let me come back. And here's the thing about Braun Strowman. I would pick Braun Strowman, but he's a big guy. And I want to see like really, really good wrestling matches. That's the thing. So I probably wouldn't pick Braun, but I may put him in like a tag team or something. That would probably be what I do. Who would I put him in a tag team with? I don't really know. But going between Raw and SmackDown and basically anybody in the world, who would I pick? The first person would be definitely, without a doubt, Samoa Joe. I'm thinking in my head who the Briscoe brother are. Is it Jay and Mark? So here's what I would do. I would bring, and you got to have low carders too. So I guess between the 5 mid carders and low carders, they would probably be rotated between. So probably what I would do is I would sign the Briscoe brothers, but I want Jay Briscoe to be a main person, and Mark would probably be a low carder. And then every once in a while, you know, they would rotate out and be a tag team in my company, whatever it would be called, whatever. Probably CCW, because I like that name. Crystal Cut Wrestling. I would love to somebody use that name. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so I signed the Briscoe brothers. That would kind of be like one low carder, and he would be the main carder. So now let's go to cruiserweight. So I had a choice to pick people that are smaller guys to be in the cruiserweight division that are super talented and could get over. The first person I would pick would be definitely Cedric Alexander. He's super talented. He's super over. I would want him in my cruiserweight division. Second person is I would probably want Zack Sabre Jr. He really entertaining. I loved him in the Cruiserweight Classic. He was entertaining. So we got Zack Sabre Jr. We got Cedric Alexander. That's really, really good. I would want, personally, somebody that really, really could push the Cruiserweight division in having really, really good matches. And the thing about the Cruiserweight division is there needs to be a lot more guys. And they need to kind of circulate out, and like once, somebody is Cruiserweight champion and they're not super over with the company, but just somebody to kind of hold that title until they can kind of circulate everybody else around to come back up and get the title. Maybe just the people that you want there for a brief period of time so that you can rotate them out to get somebody else in. And my whole point is somebody like a Kalisto. Here's my opinion on Kalisto real quick before I go into it. Kalisto is a guy that super entertaining, but he's got probably like a 5 to 7 year lifespan, in my opinion, because we're going to get bored of him. He's not going to be able to do anything entertaining, and then he's going to be gone. So he's going to have to go to the independents and wrestle and kind of make a name for himself, and then probably come back if they want him back. That's the thing about Kalisto. So in saying that, like I said, those are the guys that are not going to be Cruiserweight champion, but they may challenge for the title like a couple, 2 or 3 times before the company may rotate them out. So I probably wouldn't want Kalisto, but I would probably take him just because he would be one of those guys that would rotate out for somebody else. So I would pick Kalisto because I think he could do interesting things with guys like Zack Sabre Jr. And Cedric Alexander. So I think that would be interesting. If you put him in that pool of guys, he's actually a pretty good wrestler, and I think it would be awesome. Lince Dorado would be another person. I want to see more of him. I want to see what he can do in that ring. I think he would be interesting. I would pick Lince Dorado to put him in there because we haven't really seen much of him, and I don't know what's going on with him lately. Another person I would love to see more of is somebody like I'm blanking now. I'll come back. The women. So the women is pretty easy, but here is what I would love to see in the women's division. I want to see Sasha Banks. I want to see Charlotte Flair. Super awesome. Put him in there. I also want to see Asuka. And I also want 2 other women. I kind of want to pick somebody kind of out there. Rosemary. I want to see Rosemary wrestle with these women. I think that she could put on some good matches. And then I also want to see Nikki Cross. So Nikki Cross, Asuka, Nikki Cross, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks. I don't really want Bayley too much. I'm not a huge fan of her right now. She's got to show people what she could do, I think, right now. I don't like Mickie James. She could, whatever. I would love to see Paige. If Paige can get healthy, I think that she could actually do good. But I don't think she's shown what she could do. I seen her do stuff in NXT that was pretty awesome. And she was really good. She was really over there. And she did some great matches. But I've yet to see anything else from her that way. So I probably wouldn't pick Paige. But probably Nikki Cross would be my 5th one. So Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Nikki Cross, and Rosemary. There you go. There's your 5 women. 5 cruiserweights, like I told you, because Zack Sabre Jr., Cedric Alexander, Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and probably who else would I pick? Honestly, this is what I would do. I would put Adam Cole in the cruiserweight division, to be completely honest, and let him build himself back up, or build him up to go to the main roster. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be more technical, probably. He may do a couple high-flying stuff, but for the most part, he would be the one to get the Cruiserweight division over, and he would have interesting storylines and get the Cruiserweight division over, but initially he would probably just end up being elevated to a main spot at some point down the road, or a mid-carder, probably in the company I run. Tag team-wise, like I said, the Briscoes would be there, so they would probably be that team that would kind of every once in a while step in, so they would technically probably be like a 6th team, to be honest. I would bring in guys like Authors of Pain. I think they could do some interesting stuff. I would bring in the Club, because you got to have 2 kind of lumbering kind of teams. I almost fell over. 2 lumbering teams to kind of do that kind of stuff. And then you want 3 workhorse tag teams. So I would want, and the Briscoes are workhorse tag team too, but they would be all the time because they'd be split up doing different things. But I would want guys like I'm trying to think of a good tag team that I've seen. Um, I think here's the thing. I would like to see the Young Bucks. I would probably want Young Bucks, but I think that they would be in too high demand and they would pay. They would want a lot of money, and I wouldn't want to pay them that much money to be there. Because you got to think about it. You're owning a company. You want those top talent. I'd rather pay the money to the top guys instead of for a tag team, to come in and do work. I mean, they could draw money, but you would also probably want Samoa Joe there, and you would probably also want, Jay Briscoe there to be a major player. So I don't know who I would pick as a tag team. It would probably be more of guys that I know that would be pretty steady coming in. And, I'm not a huge tag team wrestler anyway, tag team fan anyway right now. There is some better though. I think the Usos would be a good addition. I'd probably pick the Usos. I would probably pick Guerrillas of Destiny. And then my fifth team would probably be... I haven't really picked a really, really, really good team yet. Probably War Machine. And if you think about it, I picked some big, lumbering guys in the tag team division. But if you think about it, they're very hard-hitting. They could be a very, very hard-hitting tag team division. That they could do street fights a lot, extreme matches a lot, and it would get over with the crowd. So I think that would work. Now we get to the low-card guys. Like, who would I sign for low-card guys? Number one guy I would sign for a low-card title is Dalton Castle, because I know he could be built up to the top one. Jay Lethal would probably be my top guys. So now you got Samoa Joe, Jay Briscoe, and Jay Lethal. And also, I would put at the top, I want Seth Rollins, and I also want Bray Wyatt as my top guys. And I know a lot of people are crapping on Bray Wyatt, but this is because they haven't booked him right. I would book him right. I would book Bray Wyatt strong. He would be my heavyweight champion for a long time. I would book him super strong. I would do so much stuff with him. You wouldn't even imagine. That's a whole other video, though, how I would book Bray Wyatt. Because there are so many things I could do with him. But they totally screw it up all the damn time. But those are my top guys. So then you got Dalton Castle in my mid-card division. We have... I would get tired of The Miz. We've seen all The Miz could do, really. Because I think Miz needs to kind of take some time off. But he's doing really great work in the ring. So I just think he needs to do some wrestling work, really. He doesn't need a title, I don't think, right now. He just needs to come back, put over the guys, and have good matches. And I think it's really what he needed to do with him in WWE. So I wouldn't sign The Miz. I wouldn't want The Miz. I would want Dalton Castle. Then I'd probably want... and like I said, mid card and lower card people, it's not to offend anybody why I'm putting them there. It's the fact that I could build them up. Or people that may not be over in front of a national crowd that you put there to let them kind of prove to themselves and prove to the universe of whatever promotion I would build, to prove to them that they deserve to be in the top spot. So all those other guys, they're pretty popular, they're pretty well known, whatever. I would bring in guys like Dalton Castle, who pretty much established, but I would put him there just because I know he could get up to the main to the main spots at some point. And that's any of the top guys could also go down to the low card and middle card too. That's what I would do. I mean, that's where it should be. It should be rotating stock. So all these wrestlers are super talented and they could get to that spot at any time. That's what you want the company to be. Everybody to kind of be strong, and at any moment anybody could take that top spot. And that's why I think that's how I would run a promotion. So with that being said, Dalton Castle, I would actually, and people may not like this decision, I would want Enzo Amore. The reason why I want Enzo Amore is that, one, he could wrestle, do a mid-card thing, he could be a cheater, he could be a super heel guy, and also he could be a manager. He could be a manager in the promotion, he would be an extra guy. So that's number 2. Oh, you also got Mark Briscoe too, so that's number 3, technically. So then you got those 3, and now I would probably pick Jason. No, not Jason Jordan. Chad Gable. I wouldn't want Jason Jordan. I'm not a huge fan of Jason Jordan. Chad Gable. Put him in there. as a singles guy. Then I would want Ricochet, Will Ospreay. So that's okay. Who is it? Dalton Castle, Mark Briscoe. Who would be the other one? Yeah, Dalton Castle, Mark Briscoe, Enzo Amore. I forget. I'm just gonna name off like 3 or 4 other people and whatever. I'll say that's it because I totally lost count now. But I would also want guys. I would want to get guys like EC3 is great too, but he's a guy, like I said, he would have to be built up because not a lot of people know about him and a lot of people don't respect him right now. Eli Drake is another guy who probably a lot of people don't know who he is. Bring him in, book him to the moon. And also, I'm not even talking about a lot of people from New Japan. I said War Machine, they're kind of well known over there. But I would love to get guys like, what's that one guy's name? He would be a really, really good guy. He could be a main guy, but he mostly, his ceiling would probably be upper mid Carter. But he could probably he could probably have a main event spot every once in a while. I can't remember. He fought Ichi. Ichi would be good too, but I probably wouldn't pick him. But there's a guy that his look is just amazing. He has like frizzled blonde hair, and he's fought Ichi, and he held that title before. I want to say Maki or something like that, Makai or something like that. I can't remember what his name is. He has a big chain around his neck. Whatever that guy is, that's the guy I would pick him. I would put him in there from New Japan. I don't really know people from PWG. Heard Keith Lee's pretty good, but I don't know anything about that promotion, so I'm not going to talk like I know anything about that promotion. But he would be good. Let's say Gorillas and Destiny would be one of my teams, so I'd put them in there as a tag team. And also, I would use Luke Gallows and Anderson in the mid card division too. If they're not doing anything in the tag division, I would book Gallows as in the main event scene possibly, and put Anderson in the main event scene. They would probably split at some points, and they would probably do singles stuff at some time, and they would both be by each other's side, managing whatever and doing that kind of stuff. Also, dude, I know something that I would probably do just too is bring Apollo Crews in as well, because I think him working with all these major talents would get him over. Apollo Crews, it's something that they have not done with Apollo Crews, and they just need to do. They need to put him on SmackDown, and they need to let him wrestle against somebody who could actually wrestle, and then he would put on a clinic, and just really just get get him over really good. So I would book Apollo Crews and a couple more guys. I'd probably book trying to think of somebody really, really good. Kenny King would be really good. I'd probably get him. I think he would be interesting to get. I'm trying to think of some New Japan guys. I mean, the obvious people, Okada and Naito, I would probably want to get. But the whole thing about this is I wouldn't want to put them in mid card, and I also wouldn't want to put them on the main card, just because of the simple fact that, one, they would want, like I said, if you're starting a promotion, you don't want to start with somebody that big. You want to kind of get somebody that's kind of over, or you want guys that are really, really over, but you don't want to get the bigger names. Like, that's why I'm not going to say Roman Reigns or John Cena or something like that. I got Seth Rollins. Up in Maine. That's pretty good. Samoa Joe would probably want a decent payday too. But you're talking about the other guys, like Jay Briscoe would probably take a pay cut to come to work on a promotion with a TV deal, a pretty good stature, and wouldn't be restricted by WWE style. Same with Jay Lethal, and then who's the other guy I picked? You had Joe Rollins. I can't remember what the other guys I picked. Whatever. You guys heard it. I told you. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other guys. I can't remember. But really, I would stick with the guys that were really workhorses and make a promotion around that. It would kind of be Ring of Honor, but there would be entertainment involved. And all these guys I've talked about, they pretty much, they do have personality. Put them in the right situation. But there doesn't need to be that much entertainment part of it. There just needs to be enough entertainment to get across the wrestling. I think that's what's kind of lost in translation with wrestling today, is that they try to put too much entertainment in it, and that's the biggest problem of all. That's one thing that I do not like about the WWE is they try to push on way too much entertainment, and I think they've lost the art of wrestling a little bit. And that's why people like to watch New Japan, like to watch Ring of Honor, like to watch PWG, like to watch Crash, and like to watch Lucha Underground. And Lucha Underground, it does have entertainment value in it, but it's just really done on like a high, like super high value. It's like almost like watching a movie. That's why people like that part, and they're okay with it because it's done in such a very, very high production value. That's why. But still, even to that point, I don't like Lucha Underground's like when they go and stop wrestling and they talking like story things. And I'm like, just stop. Just can I see wrestling matches? Like, can you please stop? That's why I like Ring of Honor. I like doing that kind of stuff because it's like going to an independent show, and that's what it needs to be like. That's why I like when a good example of this is Sheamus and Cesaro. They like talk up themselves. They yell at the crowd. They do this, and that's stuff like you'd see at a local promotion thing. And that's what Joe talks to the crowd, something like that. Like that's great, dude. Like we've kind of lost that, like in the mainstream wrestling, and that's what they need to get back. They need to get back, like where they like talk bad toward the crowd and things like that, because that's what gives them heat. That's legitimate heat. It lets people legitimately hate certain wrestlers. And I think that the whole work rate is the whole thing now, is that people will enjoy, and they know Joe is supposed to be heel and supposed to be booed at, so we will give him the respect. We'll boo him and stuff like that, but we totally respect him, and we love him in the ring with what he does. But we also know that that's his job, and he's supposed to be a heel. We need to do our job, and we need to boo him because that's what we're supposed to do. And that's kind of like the lost art of wrestling, is that some people don't understand that, and they just want to cheer everybody and like wrestlers when they're good and just boo them when they suck. And that's not the whole point of wrestling. You're losing the whole entire meaning of wrestling when you start doing that. It's a story. You got to cheer the heroes. You got to boo the bad guys. It's just like watching a play. When somebody breaks their leg on stage, you don't want to laugh at them. You're supposed to be sad. You're supposed to be like, oh no. It's part of a play. And when somebody, breaks their leg in a story, in a play, you're supposed to be sad. You're not supposed to be like, thank you, person who did it. No, you're not supposed to do that. That light's annoying. Keeps getting in my way. Stop. Go away. Anyways, pro wrestling, it's great. That's who I would put in my promotion if I started a promotion. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool video to put up today. There's my video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Put down below who you would sign, who your top 5 wrestlers would be to start a promotion. That's the thing. Not your top 5 favorite wrestlers. If you started a promotion, who would you sign? Because that's the thing. You have to pay these guys. So you won't want to you don't want to say, oh, I would sign John Cena, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, which I didn't even put in my promotion, but he would want a lot of money. So you go, Okada. No, you don't want those guys. You wouldn't want the guys to start a promotion because you'd be paying them all like freaking $5 million or something. Well, I mean, I know they don't get paid that much, but I mean, they probably want at least like 10, 15 grand probably. I would say on the low base of a promotion. Like if they got kicked out of WWE, they know they're not going to get that big money anywhere else. So they hardly have to take a pay cut. Some promotion that doesn't make a whole lot of money, it's like, oh, I'll give you 10 grand or 15 grand a year. They probably take it because they're, whatever. But guys like John Cena and Roman Reigns, they know they can get a payday. So like you're talking about like a one-time appearance fee. They probably want like a good amount of money. I mean, it kind of matters, I guess, where you're booking them at. Like if you're booking them at like a carnival, they're probably going to want at least like 5 grand because they know, or they probably want anywhere from 2,500 to 5 grand just because they know what their appearance is going to do, because they're worth money and people will show up to see them and they will make other people money. So they'd probably charge, like even at least 1,000. These bigger names would probably charge just for an appearance somewhere. But I've honestly heard of 5 to 10 grand that some of these wrestlers want booking at these shows. I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to get it back. But the thing is, you book them that one time and people may come to that promotion, and then from then on out, they may get their business from then on out, even though that person may not show up there. So, I don't know. So that's what you got to think about too. Not just your top 5 favorite wrestlers. Guys who you legitimately would pay to be in your promotion. And, anyways, so there you go. Give me some people you would sign to your own promotion. Let me know down below what kind of promotion would it be. Anyways, Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Keep rocking and keep on watching pro wrestling. Yeah.